The News Watch never stops. This is 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Good morning. It's 63 degrees at 7:40 on this Thursday, October 5th. I'm Scott Stanford. Here's what's happening. Prosecutors looking for a life sentence for Frank James. He's the guy who shot up a subway car last year. Today, he'll hear his fate. More bullets fly in the Bronx. Another bystander hit. A father in Plainsboro, New Jersey, kills his wife and 2 children before killing himself. Mayor Adams touches down in Mexico City on his venture to meet asylum seekers, while President Biden approves 20 miles of new border wall in Texas. No, you're not a billionaire because no one took home the Powerball jackpot last night. Good news is you still have a shot. Champagne dreams and caviar wishes. Checking sports, wild card rounds were quick. All 2-game sweeps. Rangers, Twins, D-backs, Phillies all move on. AccuWeather, another pretty nice day. Partly sunny, high in the mid-70s. Wins News Time, 7:41. Let's get you back out to the roads. Here's Karen Stewart.
It's an hour at the George. It's a 1-hour wait at the GW Bridge for the upper level. Do you really want any part of that? I didn't think so. The lower level is 45 minutes. If you're not in a tractor trailer, go to the Lincoln. 40 minutes there. That's the best I can do. 40 minutes in at the Holland Tunnel, maybe 45. But again, a 60-minute wait, an hour for the inbound George upper level. Over at the East River, the Throgs Neck and Whitestone are still doing really well. The inbound RFK is busy, but I wouldn't call it too heavy. The inbound 59th Street Bridge is delayed from Northern Boulevard and Queens Boulevard into the span. Queens Midtown Tunnel is hanging in there. The inbound Williamsburg is too, and the inbound Brooklyn Battery Tunnel is a little bit slow with all this Gowanus traffic starting from Fort Hamilton Parkway and getting up into the Brooklyn Battery. As they get into the tunnel there, things are slowing down. We've got delays continuing past the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel into Atlantic Avenue. We've got westbound Belt Parkway delays right now that start in Canarsie, and they go out into Bedford Avenue, right around there, right by the Sheepshead Bay exit. We've got alternate side of the street parking rules and regulations in effect today citywide. Our next report is 7:51. I'm Karen Stewart, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
Well, it is sentencing day for the man who set off a citywide manhunt after spraying bullets inside a New York City subway train last year.
Frank James will go before the judge and will have to explain why he fired into a crowded morning rush hour subway car last spring, injuring 10 people and terrorizing riders who fled for their lives. Prosecutors are demanding a life sentence plus 10 years. They say James planned the attack, purchased the weapons and smoke grenades he detonated on that N train. They say it helped establish what they described as a kill funnel, pushing people to the end of the car where he could find easy targets. Evidence pictures included the bloody aftermath in the subway car and on the platform. Defense lawyers have asked for an 18-year sentence due to James' mental and health problems. Juliet Papa, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
And before the shooting, James posted dozens of videos online under the name Prophet of Doom. Wins News Time, 7:43. More bullets fly in the Bronx. Another bystander hit.
A woman in her early 60s recovering at St. Barnabas with a gunshot wound to her left hand. She's the latest innocent bystander in our city who was hit by gunfire. A shootout at this intersection just after 6 last night. At least 2 suspects involved, according to the NYPD. Here at Boynton and Watson Avenues, shell casings on the street, on the sidewalk. I even noticed a bullet hole in the side of a building here. Now, as that woman recovers and the search for the suspects goes on, cops are taking a look at surveillance video from a number of businesses here, including a deli, the corner of this intersection. It's been a bad month here in the Bronx. You'll recall 3 weeks ago, a series of shootings involving innocent bystanders, leaving them wounded or dead, including a 71-year-old woman who was killed. She was walking in Mott Haven. Glenn Schuck, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM in Soundview.
Well, it's been 3 months since $17 million worth of programs at Rikers Island have been cut. Many of those programs aim to help detainees get their lives back together by finding jobs and housing. Jail Services Attorney Michael Klinger.
When we speak with people on a weekly basis in the jails, we're aware that their access to programs has been severely curtailed.
Justice advocates say they're seeing the impact of these cuts as people are isolated with nothing for them to do. Francis Torres is the Deputy Commissioner of Programs, says they make every effort to afford 5 hours of programming to each individual every day. Authorities in Plainsboro, New Jersey say it was a murder-suicide at a home on Titus Lane where they found the bodies of 4 victims inside the house. Officials got a 911 call in the afternoon asking to do a welfare check at the home. Investigators told Eyewitness News that a father killed his wife and 2 young children before killing himself. The husband of that Bronx daycare owner, where a 1-year-old died of fentanyl poisoning and 3 other children had to be revived, stood before a federal judge yesterday. Felix Herrera Garcia is the guy who was caught on video that day running out a back alley carrying 2 big shopping bags, all while the kids were suffering. The judge said October 12th is another court date for Garcia and the others charged in the case. They're all being held without bail. WINS News Time 7:46. Mayor Eric Adams arriving in Mexico City last night. He's on a trip to Latin America, hoping to dissuade asylum seekers from coming to New York.
This is just the beginning of the journey of trying to be on the ground and understand, the whole flow of migrant and asylum seekers.
The mayor says he plans on meeting with the consul general and then visit the sacred Basilica of Our Lady of Guadalupe as part of the 4-day trip. And it's a dramatic turn, but the Biden administration has waived 26 federal laws in South Texas. That's to allow the building of 20 more miles of the border wall.
The Department of Homeland Security announcing this flip on border wall construction, specifically in Stark County, Texas, just west of McAllen. DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas is saying there's an acute and immediate need to construct physical barriers in this sector that's seeing high illegal entry. The Biden administration paused border wall construction in 2021 after it revoked the disaster declaration.
That's Chris Fox reporting. This is President Biden's first use of an executive power. WINS News Time 7:47. We're at 63, headed up to 76 degrees in Midtown. Got another pretty day on the way. Donald Trump has left the building. The courthouse, that is. The former president won't be coming back to court anytime soon.
After 3 days of sitting in court, then stepping into the hall to attack the judge and Letitia James, Donald Trump pulling up stakes and heading home to Florida. And when he was gone, James firing back.
This case was brought simply because it was a case where individuals have engaged in a pattern and practice of fraud. And I will not sit idly by and allow anyone to subvert the law. And lastly, I will not be bullied.
Trump was not required to be in court at all, but he came anyway.
I attend because I want to point it out to the press how corrupt it is, because nobody else seems to be able to do it.
James brushing that off.
Mr. Trump is no longer here. The Donald Trump show is over. This was nothing more than a political stunt, a fundraising stop.
Correspondent Aaron Katersky. The NYPD went through the numbers yesterday, and they say crime is down and the city's safer.
Murders were down 28% and rape 17%, extending trends from the first 8 months of the year. Police Commissioner Edward Caban.
New York City is seeing a significant, sustained reduction in violent crime.
Michael LePetri, the chief for crime control strategy, says the NYPD focused on the most dangerous areas and hours in the city.
Thousands of extra officers on foot in those 69 zones between the hours of 5:30 p.m. and 4 a.m.
He calls it precision enforcement. Roger Stern, 1010 WINS on 92.3 FM.
The commissioner also said that since the start of the year, they've seized over 17,000 firearms. Nearly 42,000 military vets live in Queens. And today, Queensborough President Donovan Richards is going to be hosting a Veterans Jobs and Resources Fair at Borough Hall. Mr. Richards says the fair helps connect our vets with organizations committed to helping them live happy and productive lives. The jobs fair is from 1 to 5 today. Again, that'll take place over at Borough Hall. The suspects who opened fire on the campus of Morgan State University Tuesday night are still on the loose.
Authorities in Baltimore say 5 people, including 4 students, shot on campus at Morgan State University during homecoming festivities were likely unintended targets. Officers racing toward the gunfire around 9:25 p.m. on Tuesday, finding those 5 victims, all taken to hospitals with non-life-threatening injuries. The entire campus sheltering in place for several hours.
That's Faith Abube reporting. We're going to get you back out to the roads in just 60 seconds.
Venture X from Capital One is the travel card for people always asking,
where next?
You earn 10x miles on hotels and rental cars, and 5x miles on flights booked through Capital One Travel, and 2x miles on everything else you buy with Venture X. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Hey, did you know Vistaprint prints everything a small business needs? Like if a barbershop needs signage, we print outdoor signs, posters, and banners. Or if a ballet school needs merch,
1, 2,
we print tote bags, t-shirts, hoodies, hats. Or if a coffee shop needs a total refresh,
lattes, right?
Vistaprint designs logos and prints it on menus, mugs, paper bags, anything. Because with Vistaprint,
Vistaprint? Oh yeah, I remember them. Did anyone out there ever use Vistaprint for like business cards or stuff?
Wins News Time, 7:51. Let's get you back out to those roads. Karen Stewart, how are we doing at the GW Bridge?
Not great, that's for sure. We hit the hour mark. Once you hit the hour mark, we're in martyr territory as far as the Hudson River crossings go. So we've got a 16-minute wait for the inbound George Upper. It's not much better for the lower, but it is 45 minutes. The Lincoln is 45. Geez, and the Holland. Okay, so the Holland Lincoln and the lower level of the George are 45 minutes. The inbound George Upper level is an hour. The BQE on the westbound side, just past Queens Boulevard, has an accident. We've got 2 lanes blocked there. We've got westbound delays that are on their way up now into Greenpoint Avenue. So very slow through that stretch. We've got westbound delays continuing to the Kosciuszko Bridge and up and over, and then more delays from Tillery Street out into Atlantic Avenue. The inbound Gowanus delays, of course, are jammed from 20th Street into the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel and Atlantic Avenue. We're jammed into Atlantic Avenue on the Van Wyck North from the Belt Parkway. We've got westbound LIE delays that are very heavy from 188th Street out into Woodhaven Boulevard. In New Jersey, we keep fighting the Garden State Parkway northbound. It's bad at 138. We got road work during morning rush hour, causing a 6-mile delay on the Garden State Parkway. Alternate side of the street parking rules and regulations are in effect. Our next report is 8:01. I'm Karen Stewart, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
Were you part of a research study by urologist Dr. Darius Paduch? Well, it wasn't what you thought.
All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me in this mission to record history for future generations by listening to 1010 Wins on my commute to work. We'll see you on the next Driving and the News.